Welcome to Bible in the Bar. Here we are in Talia's Steakhouse and Restaurant on the Upper West Side of Manhattan with our special guest, Ruby Namdar, author of The Ruined House and literary scholar. Ruby, here we are approaching the end of the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, where we have Moses appointing Joshua as his successor.
Yes.
It's a very dramatic chapter. It's potent. It's emotional. Moses is commanded to write a Torah. He writes a Torah. He gives it to the people and says it has to be publicly read. And we have this sense of his stepping back as he's propelling the people forward. And I imagine it was not an easy task for him to appoint a successor, knowing that he's not going to make it into the Promised Land. So I thought maybe you want to talk about kind of the literary drama here and the appointments of Joshua.
There's endless drama. First of all, think about Joshua. You can't win. Yoshua is in ways a tragic character. He was Moses, the servant of Moses, the disciple, the apprentice for many years. And he just has to fill shoes that he will never be able to fill. He doesn't have the divine inspiration, even though he gets a little bit at the end. He's not the great liberator. He's really an army general. He does brilliant things militarily later in the book of Joshua. But he doesn't count as one of the great leaders. He doesn't count as one of the Ushpizin. He is not in the spiritual lineage. It is a tragic position. But of course, as you pointed well, it is also tragic to see Moses part with the role of the chosen one, of God's chosen. And we are told that Moses was the humblest of all men. And yet, of course, there's ego involved. The Talmud actually has a wonderful story about the transition of power where it is all but smooth, where Moses does become jealous. Joshua goes to speak to God instead of Moses. Moses asks him, "So what did God tell you?" So Joshua replies, "When you were speaking with God, did you ever tell me what God said?" And then at the end of which, Moses basically begs God to be taken, because he cannot live with the jealousy.
And the rabbis are reflecting and they're understanding that the details aren't there, and human nature couldn't be as smooth as we think it is in chapter 31.
Yes, it's never smooth. Thank God, there's nothing smooth and cliche about the Bible. It's always if there's a complexity, the Bible is going to go there.
Well, thank you for sharing that complexity in this narrative.
Thank you.